for Facebook and a YouTube, your XYZ broadcasting. So at this point, you move on the way to the northern part of Ghana. Now, I mean, the Honorable Abetina say, you know, about the Chicken Como, and maybe be a Tima Koso 101, with the Jabba Power 97.9 and a face so TV XYZ. About on Chrome, Apa Sima and Watch. Many Honorable Nkomo, Yabapoto, Yabafra, Yabafrafuni Chino, Yabafra, Sedaba and Tiasiano, a bit to me, I Juma. Now, and come on, a drew baby, a bit of Macquana, also my friend, number to me. Actually, dream, but say, "O friend, no, akwenya na nya ma. Wabre wutie ye ewo. Udi at your Facebook live ono. Wait me the message, you know. Ede abego. Happy belated birthday in Koma NDC Communications team member Godwin Mahama. Godwin Mahama, baby, I will be a Mitchell. And happy belated birthday in Koma. Afei, Honorable Samson Tangobu Chiragia, a member of Parliament, man of Rungo Central Constituency. I think I butchered your name. Honorable, good morning to you. Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
And how are you doing this morning?
Not bad at all.
Tell me about.
Here is my home.
Oh, absolutely.
Here is my home.
Absolutely.
I happened to, when this company was formed, by then I was a tax officer to sue.
Wow.
So I did the registration.
Wow.
I opened the tax file.
So being here is reminiscent of that day.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm sure it's nostalgic for you. I mean, being here and seeing how far the station has come.
It has gone, yes. I'm very,
Tell me about your constituency. There's this, conversation in Accra and various parts of Ghana, which has got to do with living conditions being extremely hard. I'm sure that the case is different in Navrungu, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. What you are seeing here is worse there. It's terrible. Terrible. We have only one season. We farm in the rainy season, the dry season from November to June again or July before you can harvest. We go in for only one season. And things, the fertilizer prices were very high this year. People couldn't cultivate enough food stuff that they normally do. And things like that.
What culminated into the price of fertilizer?
Definitely the bad economic management. That's one is now become a song because of the way the current leaders manage the economy. After a point that people cannot even buy fertilizer, people cannot plow their farms, people cannot even buy seed. That is the case. You know where we are, we are in the deep sea.
Yeah.
So definitely that is the cause of it.
The government is telling us that they are turning the corner. I mean, there are reports, widespread reports, and if you see in most of the newspapers, talk about Ghanaian Times, the Chronicle, suggesting that the narrative from government with regards to the second tranche of IMF aid coming in would see a situation where the corner will be turned.
That tells you where we have gotten to. Singing and praising, singing and dancing because of $600 million
dollars.
That tells where we have gotten. 7 years you are turning the corner. Yeah, you have used 7 years to turn the corner. Then where are you going to get to the end of the curve?
Wow.
It's serious. Is it just because our dollar is 12.48? Otherwise, you can imagine if it is 1 for 1, then you think we should be clapping hands for them for getting a loan of that. When we were in this country, when they were borrowing in billions, they took money in billions. So today, if it is 600 million and they are clapping, they want us to clap. It tells where we have gotten to.
No, granted the difficulties we went through, IMF is now telling you that, yes, under their program, you're meeting all targets, meaning there's hope, isn't there?
There's always hope. People say there's always hope. What will they say? Because they have implemented their program. So they can't say that they have failed. Until we get there, until we go out of the mess, nobody should clap us for anybody. We are turning the corner. We can go out of the corner. Things are coming. Where are they coming? What are you seeing?
Are you by this suggesting the IMF's diagnosis of their being hope is wrong?
It's wrong. To me, they are praising themselves. What will they say? If today they have come in to correct the situation, you want them to tell you that after a year they have not been able to do anything? No. That is what they'll tell you.
Who is better placed to judge the state of the economy?
Ghanaians, your stomach. When you cannot pay your buy fuel and put in your car, where you cannot take 2 square meals a day. And then if you are saying you can turn a corner where you cannot go to work, where you cannot pay your children's school fees, then you look at your pocket and talk. So we are the best people, not what they say. IMF cannot tell us we are turning around the corner or the economy is improving when we are dying. What are the indicators? What are they telling us? We are not interested in those type of this in the GDP growth and whatever it is. No. Back in my constituency, we don't know about GDP growth.
What do you know?
We are looking about what to eat. Can I buy food today and eat? Period. Can I pay my children's school fees? I can't. Can I buy fuel? No. So there's nothing like we're turning around the corner.
But the other things that people tend to look at, especially in an election year, has to do with election year spending and whether there are ongoing projects. Under this IMF program, government is telling us that now they have the key to open the doors for all stalled projects to resume. Is that not an indication of a certain improvement?
We will let them open it and we see. Where is the money? Is it the 600 billion that they now have to use to open all the projects? Is that what they are using? How much is the project? How much is the construction work, the motorway from Tema to Accra? That alone is more.
But the 600 million,
what can that do? How many
can
projects?
be seen as goodwill, right?
What goodwill?
Which will
That's
attract.
what I'm saying, because of where we have gotten to. Otherwise, we will not be clapping or we will not be praising ourselves for getting 600 million. No.
You said
That tells you that we are really poor. That tells you that we are really hot. Look at the way we struggled before we are getting the 600 million. Ghana.
Yeah.
Why?
Are you by this suggesting that the stalled project will not, work will not resume?
If they are even resuming those projects, they are doing for votes. But they will not go anywhere. Ask them, how many projects, why have you stopped the projects for all those years? And now you have left some 9 months to go or 10 months to go, and you are saying, will they complete those projects before they leave?
How would the average Ghanaian see it?
We have learned our lesson. We know. They know that it's because of votes. When this country went 2020, when they gave free water, they said they gave free electricity.
Yes.
After the election, we paid for it.
Absolutely.
But Ghanaians know. Who are they deceiving? Who are they deceiving? So, as I'm saying, until we are on course and everybody, you can pay your children's school fees, you can buy your food, you can buy full price data, no best class for these people, because whatever they say, as for that, they are good at that. As for giving the indicators, they are good at telling you that we are turning around the corner. The talks they have, the talk. So we are in trouble.
We are in trouble. Okay, let's talk about taxes. And we all know that taxes are instrument for development. And with the imposition, I'll come to the specifics, but generally, with the imposition of these new taxes plus many other existing ones, for you as someone who is an expert and has knowledge in this area, wouldn't you say that government is doing well in going into areas where we can accumulate revenue for development?
If I ask you this question, apart from the name GRA, the people who work there, how do you call them?
The people who work away.
Who work with GRA, how do you call them?
Is there a slang I don't know?
No,
Tell me.
They are tax collectors.
Yes.
So tax is about collection. It's not about imposing taxes, nuisance taxes that are killer taxes on the poor. Our issue in Ghana is about how do we collect the existing taxes.
How do we collect the existing
not
taxes?
The low hanging fruits that they are trying to do in the taxes.
So it's not about the number of taxes.
It's not about the number of taxes that we are putting. The chicken, I normally say this then. When people talk about tax, talk about the income. It's income tax. GRA is income tax. And those who collect the money are tax collectors. And taxes, we have something called voluntary compliance. If I know that the taxes I'm paying, that these are the benefits. If I know the taxes I'm paying, it's easy to do this. I go into payment tax. But when you think that you want to force me to pay tax, it becomes a big issue. And that is what these people are doing. Without income, you are not spending. You are saying that you are going to cut down your expenditure, but you are not spending. Just like the chicken and the egg. You don't have the chicken. Meanwhile, you say one more egg. How do you get that?
With this argument that you're making, is there a standard anywhere in the world that you can cite as an example of a country that has not introduced more taxes, but yet collects the revenue for development.
Let me be very clear here.
Yes.
I'm a social democrat. You know my party. I know we are not against tax. We know there's no country that can develop without tax. But the way these people are putting the taxes are a problem. That's why I talk about voluntary compliance. The taxes you have, see how best you can collect those taxes. Otherwise, if you think that you want to force and collect the little money that people have, then you are going to cause more trouble for them because the little I get is what you are putting more taxes for me to pay. And that is why today we are crying because all our money goes to tax. The businesses cannot even fly because they are also paying taxes. And they are taking indirect taxes. It means that there are taxes that the moment you spend, you pay.
Okay.
So when you get your money, tomorrow the money is finished. You don't know how you have spent your money. So it is not about more taxes. Let me be very clear here. About how we manage the taxes we already have.
Okay.
How we can collect them.
Elaborate and explain further. What do you mean by the way and manner in which this administration, led by Nana Addo and Bawumia, is putting the taxes? Explain.
Let me tell you one thing. You see, if you are taxing me, let me know what you are taxing and how you are going to apply your tax rate. I'm trying to come down for the ordinary person to, taxes is such that we don't let taxation, we don't teach it at school. When you are collecting, I should know why I'm paying this. I know how much I'm paying. I know what the money is going to be. We have this government, if you look at the type of taxes, they are all hidden taxes.
They are all what?
Hidden taxes.
Hidden taxes.
They are levies. When you pay tax, there are benefits. But when you pay levy, it's an income. Because what the levy, they take from your total income for the year. That levy is added back to the income and tax. And levy is something that you cannot dodge.
And this income is whose income?
Your income, the taxpayer's income.
Your income?
Yes.
Okay.
Assuming that you are doing business and your total income for the year is 1 million. You are supposed to pay a levy of about 6. That's 6% on the 1 million, 60,000. That money is added back to the 1 million before the tax. So the levy you pay is income. It's tax again. And the levy you pay, you cannot use it to offset any tax as standard. So what are the benefits of the levy? So it's like robbing. You are robbing. And because we've been talking about tax, it's in Ghana here that we've introduced so many levies. You have the health insurance levy, you have the get fund levy, you have the COVID levy, you have a levy. And these are levies are indirect taxes. Indirect means that you buy something, you pay. You go and buy food somewhere, you are paying.
That's right.
Before they are added back, and then you pay. And that is why you could notice that this is our inflation. They come to tell inflation is coming down. How can inflation come down when taxes are going up?
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
What's the correlation there?
Yes. I buy this phone for 100,000.
Yes.
100, yes, I buy that for 10,000.
Yes.
You have put taxes on it. Definitely, if I go to buy, I won't get that 10,000 again.
It'll be high. So inflation can never be.
So you cannot tell my inflation has come down when the thing is no more, even at the amount that I bought.
Let's just say 200 and no man swa. And no man I yet on the board. Wow.
And you tell me that inflation is, you increase the price of fuel. Now they increase the price of transportation. So the plantain they bring from the village. That used to be 50 Ghana, now they are selling for 60. You tell me inflation is going down. How will the inflation be going down when I'm not spending more to buy what I used to buy less?
So these indirect taxes, are they illegal? Are they against the law?
They are not illegal, but they are targeted the poor. It's the final consumer who pays the indirect tax. The final consumer largely is the poor. They are pass on until the final consumer.
Taxes are not meant to be targeted at the poor.
We are talking about progressive tax. You should be looking at more, the higher the income, then you pay more.
Wow.
But when you are imposing taxes that are targeted the poor, then you have trouble in your country. You have poverty. People's income cannot support it. And the taxes are many.
Okay, let's get into the taxes. There's the electronic transfer levy, which is e-levy, 1% on all electronic transfers. And then there's the COVID-19. Remember the pandemic show up, and we are told that they show up our revenue base as a country. But we have a tax called COVID-19 tax. And I'll come to the rest. Explain to me how these are indirect taxes. The COVID-19 tax and then the e-levy.
The COVID-19 tax is 1% of your income.
Yes.
So it means that, and it is on the total income.
Mm-hmm.
It is not after cost.
So
you sell something for 100, then you pay 1% of that. So if it is 100,000, the levy is 1,000. You sell 200,000, the levy is 200,000. And as I told you earlier, when you pay that amount,
yes,
that amount is added back to the income before VAT is put on it.
So that amount is added to
the income
before VAT is put on it. Wow.
Double. So that is where we are talking of. And it's a final consumer. It is VAT is when you consume, when you buy food, you buy anything that is acceptable, then you pay your VAT.
But what about the general inspirational idea behind it, which is revenue mobilization? Does it really? Do we really hit our target? Let's talk about e-levy.
Nobody's against revenue mobilization. But where it has effect in your economy, then you have to be very careful. You remember when they were in operation, what they said? That they are coming to what?
Move from taxation to production.
Because they know taxation is bad. So why are you now introducing so many taxes?
What does that make them? Now that they introducing,
it means that they don't even understand what they were coming to work on. They don't even understand. So that is the first test. You have failed. Because you are here. Now you cannot do that. Even COVID tax, when COVID 2000, COVID-19,
that's right.
We are now 2024 and we are still paying COVID.
You should be scrapped.
Long. It's a nuisance tax. It's a poor. At the end of the tax.
Where does the money go to? You're a parliamentarian. Help us track where the monies go to.
It goes under their beds.
What do you mean?
You are here. You saw that the COVID. It goes under the bed.
How?
You know that one day. You know more than me because you see more than me. So that one day I will know what to talk about because you know where the money is gone.
But they come to Parliament to account, don't they? They come to Parliament to tell you where the money is going. So what have they been telling you?
There are two different things of telling me what the money is being used for, and whether the money is actually used for that. Because as for that, it is no more for us to be thinking about the corruption in this country because you are all aware of it. And then you are journalists and you go around and you see it for yourself. So let's all sing it because we know what the money, whether the money is actually used for the intended purpose or not. And we know that it's not. But I have all the reasons. The communicators are there to tell you what they've used the money for.
So in terms of tracking it, the detail is out there.
It's out there.
The verdict is out there.
Yes. And you have all seen it, so we don't need to talk about that.
Okay. Let me get you to listen to President Akufo-Addo as he was explaining to us the intention behind the e-levy and why there was a need at that time to pay it, that tax. Let's listen.
The digital economy, the mobile economy.
Yes, but you're taxing people on money that has already been taxed.
Is the biggest economy is emerging as the biggest economy in the country, and for a long period has not had any taxation at all. It is important now that they also come into the net. Our country has one of the lowest tax to GDP ratios of any country in West Africa and of an equivalent economy. The ECOWAS area, the general average today, tax to GDP average is about 18%. Ghana, we're at 13%. It's as if you're talking about a country which is already overtaxed, if anything at all, is undertaxed.
Okay, let me take you up on that point. On your low tax ratio to GDP. I'm just going to quote read this quote to you. It's from John Kwache, who I'm sure you might know is the Director of Research at the Accra-based Institute for Economic Affairs. He says there are several loopholes in our tax system that, if they are plugged, will be able to raise our tax to GDP ratio to something like 20% from the 12% that you're talking about. Are you speaking to experts like him?
Well, first of all, there's a recognition that
He says that there's no need for the e-levy.
Well, that's his point of view.
He's an expert.
But he's an expert. There are experts in government as well, and we think it's necessary, and that's the reason why we...
You think it's necessary to tax people who are already impoverished?
They're not already impoverished. We're talking about people. We're talking about taxing an industry and transactions where a lot of value is being created, and we want to also bring that value into government coffers. I think that is something that is very, there's nothing so, and the e-levy is not Ghana, it's the only country that has something like a mobile, a digital tax. Many countries, they will not like it.
Because they're already taxing people who do business online, and then you are taxing as well.
People never like taxes. I don't know any group of people, especially businesses, when tax.
So the fundamental of this conversation is the need to widen the tax net to generate revenue.
So you see the inconsistencies. He sit down said that Ghana is under tax. When he was in opposition, he said Ghana were burdened with tax. Today he said Ghana is under tax. Then number two, I don't know, for me, where I sit, that his interview was uncalled for. Because the e-levy is different from what he was saying. If you are talking of electronic transaction tax, that is a different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
The e-levy is about Momo tax that we're saying you are paying the Momo. I said in Accra here, I make my money.
The earnings
I'm sending to my own lady in the house. And you are saying that they should pay 1.7%. After the money has already been taxed. I go in to buy something. You also go with cash. You can buy and pay. I pay with the transaction, electronic transaction. Then again, I'm being taxed. So we're saying that the tax inclusive. The way we are trying to say the financial inclusiveness. Then we are out because we are encouraging people to put their monies in the bank.
Yeah, and invest.
And invest their monies. And if you are taxing the monies that they've already paid taxes on, then it's double taxation. And what he was saying, nobody's saying that when you are doing electronic transaction online, blah, 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 you shouldn't pay tax. No, because we are going cashless economy and all that. Somewhere they pay. But where he was taxing was not electronic. He was taxing more. Double taxation. I pay my taxes. I'm sending money to my daughter in school. Then you are taxing. Oh, that one is one robbery.
Have we realized the benefits of the e-levy, that was imposed on us? Have we realized the benefits?
What are the benefits? Where are the benefits?
Remember they told us that we were going to use revenue from that to construct roads and ensure there's development across the country. I'm asking you, as a member of parliament, who sat in parliament when the finance minister came through with his argument about e-levy? I'm asking a simple question. Have we realized the benefits?
When they even stop road tolls because of the e-levy, today how many roads are being constructed when they are not spending?
Tell me.
They've cut down expenditure. So we don't even know where that money is going to. So whether they are really mobilizing it, where the money is being put, either to me, probably, I don't know.
So why are we still paying it?
That's the question. That's the big question.
You represent us in parliament. Tell us why.
I rejected this money, this tax from day one. You saw it from parliament and today. They are still singing that because we rejected the tax, that is why people were not paid. And then I told you, voluntary compliance in tax payment is very key. So when you think that you want to force the people to, you can force the horse to the river, but you cannot force them to drink. People will find a way of avoiding the tax. If they cannot invade, they will avoid it. And there are so many schemes to avoid tax. The money too, I told you earlier on that. If I know that my money you are taking is being used for an intended purpose, I will pay voluntarily. Your house, your road. You get up from your house in the morning, and you have seen that you have constructed the road to your gate.
Well, but you
pay. Nobody will tell you to pay because you know the effect of the bad road on your cars. What are they doing? It's not only that tax. All the taxes, about over 64 taxes that they came. Since they came to power, they've imposed over 64 taxes.
There's the financial sector recovery levy. And also, what is it? 5% levy on the profit before tax of a bank.
That money has then gone up to increase interest rate because the bank will pass it to loans and other things. The bank is a profit-making organization. So that is why when you are borrowing, you can't borrow money today. That's why your business cannot grow. You go to the bank, you are paying interest of over 30%, 40%. It's because of those taxes.
Wow.
Because we already have fiscal stabilization levy. Then you have financial sector levy, which is 5%. So it means that the banks now pay an effective tax of 35%.
Yeah.
So they pass it to you. Note, those financial institutions, whatever you do, they trade money. And that is where they make their profit. They take money from you and trade it. Money. They don't do any other thing. They'll pass it to you and increase your interest. And then you will come and borrow at a higher interest rate.
Okay, HB, I'll let you listen to Professor Buckpen. You know him. Will be our being with Sikasemu. I'll let you, hear his take on the impact these taxes have had on the economy. And he was livid about the situation that, look, I best say on my Ghana economy. No? But help me understand this one. Income Tax Amended Act 2021, the Income Tax Act 2015, which provides for a rebate for selected industrial sectors, suspended quarterly installment payments by specified self-employed persons and owners of commercial vehicles for related matters. This tax, purpose, impact.
Read it again.
I'm referring to the Income Tax Amended Act 2021, which is the Income Tax Act 2015, which provides for a rebate for selected industrial sectors, suspend quarterly installment payment by specified self-employed persons and owners of commercial vehicles and for related matters.
You see, when it comes to tax amendment bills, they almost every year when they read the budget, they do those amendments. This one specifically, I've not understood it very well. I don't know whether it has to do the vehicle, because you are referring to two laws.
Yes.
That the 2021 bill is already an amendment.
Is that amendment?
Amendment.
Yes.
Of the Act
2015.
So it means that there's a present law,
which is the 2015.
That 2015.
Yes.
Amended in 2021.
2021.
Is it the new update did that amendment this time again?
Yes, that's what I'm reading to you.
2023.
2021. No, I've not seen any 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
As for this one.
But what does it say? What is it about?
If it is on industry, and then probably some concessions, usually some concessions are given to certain areas, but I've not seen this amendment.
Okay, so what about this levy on sanitation?
I've not seen
pollution?
This amendment, or probably the way it's captured here is not well captured.
Okay,
let's. If I see the original one, then I will.
I understand.
Be able to explain it very well, because the way it is written is not well captured.
I understand. Let's move on. Let's look at this one on energy sector recovery levy and sanitation and pollution levy, which was imposed on specified petroleum products and for related matters.
And as I told you again, I said that the effect of the Ghanaian economy today, the effect of inflation that going up and will never come down, is because of these levies. I told you that the levy goes to your income. If you look at the sanitation levy like this, it goes the same way. And these levies are not taxes. They are like, you are just taking my money, bring it. And those levies are added back again to the income and tax, because there's VAT in every income you make.
So Professor Buckpen is right to equate it to armed robbery.
It's armed robbery. That's why I'm saying the levies. And it is the only Ghana here. You can Google this, you can Google all the African countries elsewhere and see. It is not common. Levies. People don't impose levies because the levy is like a fixed amount. I tell you that anytime you get this money, bring this. That is why it's normally described as an armed
It is
robbery.
only sika we another way about. Farmer buying.
Yes.
What human fruits them.
It is not that because you are made profit,
Wow.
because of that you are paying the amount. No. This is the amount you make. Whether you make profit as a result of this expenditure or this income you are getting, give me this. That is all about it. So whether your cost is even more than what you have made, the government is saying that bring me the income. Assuming that you spend about 500,000, and then you got 400,000. Government is saying that give me 1% of the 400,000, even though you have made a loss.
Yeah.
That is why it is described as an armed robbery.
Amazing.
Uh-huh.
So what should the citizenry do
What can a
in
citizen
the midst
do?
in the midst of all this?
The best thing to do.
I mean, they are robbing us. So what do we do?
What do you do? We are all in Ghana here. What should we do? That is why you need to change them. We are running a constitutional rule. You can't do anything. They
So
are
you
trying
just
to all of them.
you just need to watch
Okay,
them
get them
robbing.
out. You can watch them robbing. You talk, they will not do. So what you to simply do is that we are getting there. 10 months is not far. We'll get them out. And I'm telling you that believe in NDC. Most of these taxes will look at them. We'll review them.
Review. Council.
Them. Council is different from review. We'll look at them.
Or take them out. Scrap them.
We'll review some of them. We'll review them.
Meaning you keep some of them.
In tax law, we normally say review. You look at them very well, the effect on the poor, you know where it comes from. Oh, you see that this one is not, this one is good. We are not against taxation.
Yes.
The NDC is not against taxation, no. But we are against the tax on the poor. The tax that is bringing hardship to the poor. The tax that is collapsing the economy. All those taxes will have to be reviewed.
Which of them are collapsing the economy? Mention them.
All of them. You have just talked of the fiscal stabilization levy.
Yes.
We are talking of financial
Financial.
sector levy. We are talking of all the levies that they put. You remember before NDC came, MPP came to power, Get Fund and their health insurance were all taxes.
Yes.
They were VAT and then they were claiming input tax. But when they came and took those taxes to levy, input tax, it became very difficult for them to claim input tax. So you will see that those taxes go straight to your income. Those taxes go straight to your income. There are so many taxes they've just reduced, they have just introduced on this extension, former example like electricity and all those taxes. All those that eat into your income. So definitely those they eat into your economy.
Okay.
Where the income is affected, is the income, the more income you get, the more taxes will pay.
Let me bring in the head of the economic management team, the vice president of the Republic of Ghana, who still wants to be president, by the way. And the last time he spoke to us, proud to their wanting power, and he mentioned that, look, they're going to move from taxation to production. Let's situate the conversation in that parameter. And then what he also said about the e-levy, that it is going to affect the poor. I will get you to react to it and explain to us these different positions, his position as against what government is doing and what it means, as far as we think about someone like Baumia. Let's watch him.
The MPP will shift the focus of economic policy away from taxation to production. So we are going to move away from taxation to production. From taxation to production.
My question, which is, who can say over 200 million transactions? Are we taxing mobile money? Because we have mobile money at Tuska.
Yeah.
No government revenue bill.
No, the point is that you are not taxing mobile money, and it is, for me, my view and that we should not tax mobile money, because mobile money transactions, a lot of the people who are using these transactions are very poor people. Someone will get sent 5 CDs on mobile money. Why would you want to tax?
All of these are hurting. They are hurting the economy. These taxes are hurting. And therefore, you are not going to get the growth. And when you don't get the growth, you will not get the revenue. And when you don't get the revenue, you go back to increasing taxes to get the revenue. And then you are in a cyclical downward spiral. And so they have it wrong. And we will change that particular policy. We will use the tax incentives to grow this economy.
Honorable, about these different shades of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia in power and whilst he was asking for power.
You'll just see that the man is very, very dishonest. That's the best words to use. We are tempted to think that they don't know, but they know, because this is what he said, and today this is what exactly they are doing. So you ask yourself, what is happening? He also probably that if click is not here.
Yeah.
He said that Ghana, we have money here.
Yeah, all we need to do is to talk.
Don't go ahead. And he is working at Bank of Ghana. And these are the issues
He
we are
knows where
supposed
the
to.
money is.
The truth of the matter is that you don't tax the economy and tax everything that, apart from air today in Ghana, apart from air, everything is being taxed.
But even air, I mean, if it's polluted,
there is tax.
taxing it.
Now they are taxing air. Formerly it was only air. Now they are saying that carbon dioxide, which is air. But for using your fuel outside and driving, you are polluting the air. And they are saying that because you are going to pay tax on the air that you even breathe. So that's Bogomia for you.
But is that not an incentive to deal with, I mean, the dangers with regards to climate change?
If there are, say, incentives to deal with, you are building industries. You say your industries are working. We are the industries. Why not taxing the industry? The industry, that's why.
Oh, you're referring to one industry, one factory.
One factory. Why don't you put that taxes on the industry? You are looking at a car. And you can imagine the difficulty in even assessing the tax. So when I'm driving my Uber in Nevrongo, you are going to tax me how much?
Because of emissions.
What I'm driving a car. You see the difference. When I'm in a typical village where there's only one car that I carry in the forest, it says the carbon emission.
And that car too is tired?
The car too tired. And then again, you can imagine the type of taxes they are. They are not even looking at the age of the car. They are looking at this. So the capacity, I just don't know. I am telling you that you put wait. These people, if you give them the opportunity, you know Lampo, those days that you used to pay Lampo,
yes,
they will introduce it. Because any thing they see on this earth, the thing must pay tax.
Lampo, the one introduced during the colonial days?
The colonial days. That is where they are going back to. And that is where they've sent the economy back to. You are collapsing businesses, you are imposing more taxes. He knows, he said it. Because if you put more taxes, then you take away income. Now, you are not even putting the direct taxes. That tells you that they don't even know how to tax. They are putting indirect taxes, which goes straight to the income, the same income that this man is complaining.
So it's a targeting problem.
It's a targeting problem. You have to pay tax. Pay tax on profit. Let me make the profit and pay the tax. But they are not even looking at that. Probably they don't have the capacity. They don't know where to go.
But they have the men. They've got a solid team.
A solid team. We saw
Professor Jamba for.
Dr.
Baumia himself.
You know, when it comes to that, they are good. When it comes to the talking and optics, they are very good at that. They flow.
Oh, so you credit them with the optics?
Yes.
And they are good.
And that's what they did, and we voted for them. And then 2020, you voted again for them. And they are here again today, telling the same lies. Otherwise, you shouldn't be talking of Baumia today. You shouldn't be talking of Baumia as the president of Ghana.
He's seeking power. He's seeking to be president of Ghana.
Honesty is a key decision. Speak the truth. Because you are managing the whole country, you are not managing a party. But this is an issue. You have got such a person, even qualified. And they enjoy it, voting for that person to become the president of the next, the next president of this country. You can imagine where we are going to. Where is he going to send us to?
Tell us. What will he send us
to? Our graves. To our graves.
Because, I mean, but here's Baumia. Here's Baumia, and I'll start with Baumia. Here's Baumia when he won the election, saying that, look, he's coming with his own ideas. Here's Honorable Atacha, who is also arguing that Baumia was facing a lot of adversaries, and that's the reason some of his own, plans and some of his own innovations were not realized.
They came as a team. So you cannot tell me that because your president is different from he has failed, you are the number 2. So it is my president who failed, not me. That is again dishonesty as we are talking about.
In fact,
you cannot take responsibility of what he did. Today they are still talking about President Kofo, what he has done before. You cannot say that. When you told her you have a solid team, when you are the leader of the economic management team, they don't have Otherwise, Burmese should not even lead their government today. No, they don't have the men. It's sad. And I'm waiting for good news. If we make that mistake and give this country, leave the country this person's hands, then we are all doomed.
Honorable, let's go back. You're under an IMF program where you are expected to showcase your ability to raise revenue. I mean, if NDC had been in government at this time, knock on wood, if you had brought us to this situation, what would have been your approach by way of raising revenue to showcase that, yes, you've got the ability?
And if NDC were in power, we wouldn't have gotten where we are today. You will leave a lot of money for them to spend. We wouldn't have gotten to this point at all. And you know, when we were in power, all the type of taxes were put in place. Not that we didn't know this, not that we couldn't tax the people. I wouldn't have gotten to this point because we understand that you must build the economy, and that was what His Excellency John was doing.
But remember, the opposition then, just as you are saying, describe some of the taxes you had imposed as nuisance taxes.
When we were in power,
yes.
Let me tell you something. Something that Ghanaians have refused to understand. The haircut today you are talking of. The haircut, that one is hair. When they came to power, that one was haircut. They came to collapse 354 microfinance companies.
Yeah.
Why? That was the beginning of the doom.
Because they were insolvent.
Not insolvent. How can you say 300? Go take a good due diligence. You can have a procedure of determined whether these companies can survive or not. You cannot just collapse 300 and this. That was a serious haircut. And where's that money? It took investors more than 2 years before, as I'm talking to you, some have not even received their money. That tells you that deliberately these people came to destroy this country. And that is the cause of when at that time, if you remember, people were not buying the dollar. I know if I take my money and invest it, I'll get a profit, I'll get something small. So why should I buy dollars I keep? And you know the money, it is a cycle. You put the money there, construction was going on. That is why you see the contractors were working. They can easily get money. The long procedures of going through bank to get this amount. I go to a microfinance company, probably share the profit, and the work is going on. Then you came and collapse all those companies because you want your company to grow. And you couldn't pay the people. And that was a serious haircut. Some people have not still received their money up to now. So we went down. When that thing happened, some of us said Ghana is doomed. Because you cannot do that. Banks that were solvent, you do that. And then you now went back to say that when you recapitalize the banks, you got 10 billion. You were crying over 10 billion. Then you went back and looked for 22 billion for the crisis. Spend about 22 billion. Where do you get that money to spend? We don't know.
So
how to spend? We don't know.
So if I understand you, that is one of the reasons that caused the distress in the economy.
The economy up to this point.
It has nothing to do with external forces.
No,
COVID, Russia, Ukraine.
And we the only people experience external forces. We got money, we got plenty of money when the COVID came in. Just that that money was shared and used for politics. And this is the first time, this is the 2020 election, that nobody mentioned about election year expenditure. They've never mentioned nothing. Until now, they didn't even want to mention the word corruption. But we saw the monies they shared. Even Tamale, you remember? They shared the money among their chairmen, their candidates, and all that.
Yeah.
The people don't want to say that they got the COVID money and misuse the money used to win the elections, and we are in trouble.
So, I'm still waiting for my answer. So, how do you showcase in a situation like this? How do you showcase you have the ability to raise revenue?
We have the ability, and as I told you, it is about it is about how to mobilize revenue, how to mobilize income. It's about goodwill. Let me tell you something. Nobody will give you money if they know that you are going to misuse the money. It's about credibility. And we have got a president, a leader who is credible. It is not that we have just put a new person to come and contest an NDC to win elections.
You mean John Mahama?
He has been there before, and you know what he can do. And you know he's not corrupt. It's about credibility. It's about confidence, building business confidence.
But it's the reverse in the case of MPP.
Nobody even want to put his money somewhere, because even if you have money and you put it in the bank, you are not even sure you'll get it the next day. And that is why people are putting money under their pillows. You couldn't dare themselves. Put under their bed. Because they don't even trust the system. It's about trust. It is about trust. And I'm telling you that give us 2 years. You will see the way this economy
2 years.
You will see we'll be on the wrong foot. We are not going to be coming out of the corner.
An economy
was to
your flag bearer. No, an economy your flag bearer admits is in distress, for which honeymoon-like kind of atmosphere should be created once you fix the rot.
Yes.
Are you saying you're daring that in 2 years you'll be able to turn it around?
You will see it flowing.
How?
You will see it yourself. You have seen the way it's dipping. When we come in, you will see it flowing. Look, sometimes I don't know what Ghanaians normally say. This 2 years, this honeymoon thing that people are saying that, the simple thing we know is that we already know the problems. We have started looking for the solutions. We have started looking while we are outside. But the story is this. We are not in the kitchen. I just told somebody that, look, let me tell you something. You are in the kitchen. You know where the almond is. You know where the salt is. You know where the rice is. I cannot enter there. Now, watch of what they are doing. Now they are giving all contracts here and there that quickly saying they are coming out of the economy because of elections. By the time we vote, they will have cleared all persons in Ghana here. They will have emptied the coffers. So when we enter there, what will you do? There's not going to be that they are going to stock your kitchen so that we are not coming to start cooking. So when our leader said that, give us a honeymoon, it simply means that, hey, even outside, we are seeing the mess, and we are very sure when we come in, the mess will be more than what we are seeing. So definitely we need a grace period.
So reconcile that with that 2 years that you say you're going to use
that
in turning the economy around.
So the grace period within 2 to 3, we have 4 years mandate. We have 4 years mandate.
Yes.
I'm even saying 2 years. When we enter it, and diagnose the problem, we'll start to find solution immediately for it. It will not be as we are expecting that you'll start moving. We don't turn corners. Gradually we'll go. We believe in progressive development. Like we said at that time, you remember all those things. It is not about one day job. And that is what we are talking about. Let's deliberately come together and build this country. And that is what the leader is saying. I'm not corrupt. I'm going to lead you. I can't do it alone. But we have to have a deliberate policies, deliberate attempt to develop this country together. And I'm assuring you that when I come, you will see it yourself. You will see that there's not going to be the need for you to put pressure on me to take money or salary increase and all that. We will have to do it together and give me a honeymoon. 1 year, 2 years, you will see that we are moving. I will start taking that from there. This is what you're simply saying. We are not saying that honeymoon for 4 years. No. We are not saying honeymoon for 1 day. No. We are saying that let's come together, develop this country together. I am not corrupt. I'll put everything there before you. And I know outside is not good. Then when we get in, we will realize that it's even worse. So we will definitely need time. And you know him. He's honest. He speaks the truth. And you are going to lead a nation. You cannot continue to speak in lies. You cannot continue to be a liar. And that is one good thing about His Excellency. He speaks the truth. He tells you the truth. And if he can do it, he will do it. And he's not corrupt. So we are begging Ghanaians that we are telling them, vote for us, we'll come to power. We are going to handle this country together. We'll mobilize the money together. If we all realize, we see it.
Where will we find the money?
We'll find it in Ghana here. We'll find the money is in Ghana.
But that's what they are doing.
Where?
With the taxes.
No,
they are finding the money.
I'm talking about income. They are imposing taxes. You are imposing taxes with our income.
But that's revenue for government.
From where are you getting the money? That's why you are not getting the money.
From the people.
That's why they are clapping over 600 million. Because the taxes is not even coming. That's why they are clapping over 600 million. You need to get the income. You need to get investors' confidence. You need to get people to come and invest in your economy. You need to have people to have confidence that, look, the money I'm going to put in your country, there won't be haircut. Tomorrow you won't tell me you cannot pay my interest. Then people will come. But now nobody wants to give Ghana 10 Ghana because we know when you give you money, tomorrow we can't even get the capital. But if they know that the leader is somebody that when I put my money, it will not go waste, people will put money into this country. But leave these people alone. Why would I go and put money, invest my money? Knowing very well tomorrow I won't get the money. It's not better put them under my bed. And when they themselves put them their money under their breast and spend a small. Why should I go and put my money outside? So also put under our best. So the money is all under our best.
Very well.
And the money, some is with them. So when we'll find the money, some of them, they'll bring it. Don't worry.
Absolutely. Honorable, thank you very much for your time. Honorable Samson Tangombu Tragia. Yes. Honorable Samson Tangombu Tragia, the Member of Parliament for the good people of Navrongo Central Constituency. Pleasure talking to you, sir.
Thank you very
Pleasure
much.
talking to you. You went to a car, but I say, Memquansa, Mempoansa. I was your honey, I need you ready in the Bessie. A tragian, a Cassiana, Yagiano. I don't know any where you won't come on the top of Bowman and say, a quanya MPP, your my name first one. A yatrimodin some at your house, at your tete, and a bread here for. Baby, your modio many action and your hot, and your first to the Bob was Sicano, and the mind. Honorable Samson Tangobu Sragia MP Navrongo Central and attaining Kano. Sranyamia, my best and Shania Bojadata, Cabajunjo, my Ghana. Mediana Kwame, can you buy a year? Ajimania Power near or the Parliament Money Bramo for radio show. For TV show, the year you was in your bomb. No 9 pepe TV show Inside Politics. No mienu radio show Inside Politics from to Kasiebo and also bye bye.